So if you have ever packed your resistance bands with you on a holiday and then literally not gotten them out the entire time, this video is for you. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name is Lauren. I am a full-time Pilates instructor and I have been in the health and wellness space for well over 10 years. Here we are sharing tips, insights into the industry, instructor stories, behind the scenes moments. So whether you are an instructor, teacher in training, or very Pilates curious, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, grab your matcha and join us for the video. I just got back from Greece and I did exactly that. I went there with all the intentions of, coming up with loads of new flows, exercising every day on the beach, super aesthetic, maybe even filming it, maybe even like making an entire follow along YouTube video on the beach. And literally my mat and my bands didn't see the light of day. And that is okay. I sort of just had to sit here for a moment and think about the fact that I'm doing this day in, day out. This is my holiday. And that holiday is not just about resting physically, it's about taking a step away from what we're doing in everyday life. Like, I've had friends and stuff whose bosses are like emailing them while they're away, and it is just creating stress. And as an instructor, you love what you do, but with anything, you need to take time away from it sometime to keep that joy alive. So if this is something that you're doing day in, day out, whether you're an instructor in training, you are new on this journey, or perhaps you're just super enthusiastic, it's fine. If it's not happening for you, don't force it. It is another story if you are supercharged to go do it, you've found loads of fitness classes, that's all you want to do, 100%. It's your holiday. You should freaking do what you want. So if resting's what you want to do, you rest. If working out and doing your Pilates classes, you've got like a whole saved playlist of different workouts you want to try, do it. I'm personally someone who I do like online workouts, but I struggle to have them as my main form of exercise. So in terms of when I'm away and there's so much else that I want to do, it is harder to motivate myself. I do usually look into trying the local exercise class, but where I was staying, it was actually super remote and there was an event going on. So all the Pilates classes, all the group classes had been cancelled because of the event. And then when I was back in the city, it was a national holiday. So I do usually, when I travel, try to book myself into a couple of classes. I find it's actually a really cool way to see the city. But if like me, you're somewhere more remote, maybe it doesn't have the classes, if there's other stuff you'd rather do, just do it. Now, stepping away from just doing Pilates, don't forget that a lot of activities on holiday are movement based. So if you are walking around sightseeing, that is movement. If you are swimming around in the sea, movement. If you go windsailing, paragliding, skiing, all of that is movement. So don't feel like you're neglecting your movement or your practice. This is what you train for. So Pilates is often teaching the body integrative movement so that we can really use the body in a very integrative way. And you might even see the benefits of how your practice has helped you. Like something like surfing, for example. Pilates helps so much with your balance and your core control, which you really need when you surf, that it's actually like putting your practice to good use. Same with something like skiing, and in fact, most movements, to be honest. Most forms of movement are going to benefit from your practice. So just see it as this, what you've been training for this whole time. If your holiday is to snuggle under a duvet and eat food for a week, and that is what fills your cup, don't feel bad about not doing your movement. You'll get on it when you get back. Now, of course, it's different if you do that once a month. You aren't going to see the results you want if you've got, say, for example, a weight loss goal or a strengthening goal. However, if this practice is just something that makes you feel good and you're maintaining movement in other ways, then just enjoy being in a bed and eating food. It's your life. Enjoy it. And I guess I was inspired to make this video because the initial plan was how to keep up with movements while you're on holiday. And then I was like, but I didn't. And what people won't tell you about being an instructor is it's actually very hard to keep in touch with movement. The one benefit is obviously you've got that constant reminder and people around you are doing it, so you've got the inspiration. But schedule and timing wise, it's actually incredibly difficult, especially if your practice or your movement of choice is Pilates. You're teaching the classes. It's hard to join in on them. It's different, of course, if you're doing mat, solely mat, and that's the majority, then you're working, you're getting your workout. Like, don't sweat it when you're away. Like, in fact, just give yourself a break. Take it off. I'm telling you right now, give yourself a break so your body doesn't burn out. But if you're doing reformer or equipment where you're not actually using the equipment and the hours that you're working are often the hours that classes are going on, it's actually quite hard to get your workouts in. How I try to get it in, I've got one studio that does literally have classes back to back, and that is actually one of my favorite parts of working there. Is actually a lot of the time I can squeeze a class in. I'm there just twice a week though, so it's not the easiest. It's like twice a week, but twice a week is better than nothing, right? And then I have a gym membership where I've got the most basic workout, and I time myself 40 minutes. If I'm not done in 40 minutes, I leave anyway. And that is because for me, I get quite stressed with timing, with scheduling, that I need to know that I'm leaving the gym by 2. And sometimes we have harder days where the sets go slower. Some days we've got better days and the sets go faster. And in that case, that's fine, I finish early. But on the slower days, it's just not stressing that I won't get it done, because after 40 minutes, I'm done. I've done what I committed to do for myself. So second point is, if you are someone who is teaching, your recovery and your nervous system regulation is actually going to prevent you from burning out. Like, you need to recover. I cannot say that enough. I know so many people who either have quit the industry, that is more early stages, because they just get so burned out, or they have like these mini burnouts where you end up having to call in sick. And don't forget, you're self-employed. So if you call in sick, then you lose your pay. It is the moments of breathing that your body can recover, and also your nervous system. It's not like in overdrive. If you keep filling, if you keep filling a cup, that can be a good thing with good stuff. But at some point, if it's overflowing, that's not actually good, because there's a mess everywhere. You need to actually keep that cup full, but not overflowing. And that's why we've got to take the rest. And I know for a lot of instructors that when you're away, diet and exercise can be a really point of contention and stress, because there is kind of this pressure to share that side of your life with people, both on social media, but also in how you look, like to be beach body ready the whole time or whatever, like lean and strong. I mean, I'm going to make another video about that, about the pressure and body image as an instructor, but it is quite outdated. I would say you should practice what you preach in terms of strength and movement and keeping up your practice. But in terms of that sort of dancer aesthetic, it's completely outdated. Like, there are plenty of instructors now who I see look like bodybuilders or just look like regular people, like, but they move with the grace of a dancer. You don't have to look like one to move like one. And taking a week or 2 weeks out of your regular regime, it's not even just recommended, it is needed. So yeah, on reflection, I did try to motivate myself a couple of times to go and work out, and I just couldn't. It filled me with dread. It was like ruining my experience, and I was at this super nice resort, and I just really wanted to be going out drinking coffee and reading books. And you know what? I was just like, just gonna do it. I'm just going to freaking do it. So yeah, and as you can see from the little vloggy style parts of the video here, I had a pretty nice time. The room was great, food was great. My partner did his Ironman. We became besties with Gordon Ramsay. He definitely will recognize me on the street if I ever bump into him now. We did actually bump into him like 4 times, so you know, maybe he would. He seemed to quite like my partner actually, so he might actually recognize my partner, but as for me, I don't know. I like to think he would. Now I'm thinking, what would I tell Gordon Ramsay if I met him in real life? Would I be like, would you remember me? If I'd actually properly spoken to him? Do you think he'd want to be talked to about cooking? I don't know. Or do you think he gets enough of that? Just be like, hey, buddy, did you like the hotel? Yeah, that's a good one. Just asked him if he liked the hotel. Anyway, distracted. Anyway, all of this to summarize, sometimes living in the Pilates lifestyle, it does actually mean slowing down, not doubling down. And I did come home actually feeling recharged and excited to get back into classes and not guilty for missing my workouts. So if you're training to teach Pilates or love the method, remember that actually your body is your instrument and rest is part of the practice. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are also thinking about being a teacher and want more information on Witcher education, I have got a video about that, which I will link below. Other than that, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining. Editing Lauren here. I was going to cut this out, but it was just way too funny. So I just felt I had to leave it in. I feel like the world needs to see this.